Hello beautiful people, this is Cherise and welcome to my channel. Today I'm actually gonna help give some ideas for a math class for kindergarten. But I just realized that I haven't introduced myself properly to you guys, and I just want to take a moment to do that. So I am from South Africa and I actually teach in China. And I'm a kindergarten teacher. I've been so for the last 6 years. And the purpose of this channel is to help teachers that are either starting up or going to a new school or transitioning, who may have to deal with having to create their own curriculum, who may have to deal with understanding a new curriculum, and just having some very hands-on, exciting activities and opportunities for the students to learn. I know that when you started a new job or you're trying to refine your skill or your trade, it can be overwhelming, and many times we get stuck for ideas and we're not sure where to begin. So I am just out here trying to help. So if you are interested in these kind of ideas, please remember to subscribe and like, and I will try to post something every week to give you some ideas to start off with. The topic for this video will be teaching students even and odd numbers. So my lessons have a very clear order every single day. So usually when I'm starting a new topic or subject or unit, I have a song for the kids to get their brains activated on that topic, and then I usually have a little discussion to get what the ideas are and what they think it is that we'll be doing, and then I do maybe like direct instruction for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we watch a video if there's something available, and then we go into rotations. I usually have 2 or 3 groups, different ways for children to interact with or engage with the content. So many times these stations are usually play-based or hands-on, and then we have either a exit ticket, like where we find out what the child knows at the end, or just a practice run so we can see where we need to intervene again and reach the child in a different way. So this is how the classroom will generally work. We have a whole group instruction for about 5-10 minutes, like I previously mentioned, and then we go into our 3 groups. These groups usually have between 6 and 8 students, depending on how large your class is, and then they have like 10 minutes at one station, they move to the next for another 10 minutes, they move to the final one for another 10 minutes, and at the end, if there's time, everybody comes together and we check how far we've learned, or the teacher can do formative assessments in the groups as the children are working to check who needs intervention and where. So the first suggestion would be getting these blocks. These are not just any blocks, play blocks, just blocks for building. These blocks have numbers on them. So you could say to the students, pile them up, starting from 1, skip counting only the odd numbers, so 1, 3, 5, etc., and let the children navigate this on their own in a small group, sometimes in pairs, sometimes in a small group, and then you go and check and see where there's misconceptions or misunderstandings. The next 2 that I really love are these number boards, another type of manipulative, colorful, really cool number blocks. Then you can say, okay, skip count by 1, skip or pile them up according to the even numbers, and you get them to work in pairs or in larger groups, which is also useful. We have a number board at the back of the classroom as well. It's actually up, and the children can like move around and pick up the pieces and put the numbers in according to what the teacher has asked. And then we have a worksheet like this that I usually have to make sure that the children fully grasp what they did in the hands-on activity. Usually I do this as an exit ticket, which is super helpful to know which children need more explanation or more practice. Cut and paste. One page has the odds, the other part of the page has the evens. They cut it and they sort, and then you get to check and reward them based on their process and their progress. About the group assignments, I just want to mention that these groups are established very early on in the year, and children get several weeks to practice their rotations. So know that this is something that needs to be set up before you move into this type of transition for the children. The class eventually becomes very smooth, very efficient. Children know exactly where they're supposed to be, who's supposed to be in the group, and which station they're moving to next. But this is in the first few weeks of the year that you really need to spend a lot of time in establishing these routines and classroom expectations. This is the number board that I was talking about that we have up, and all of the numbers in here. As you can see, my students were practicing odd numbers. So they did this by themselves. I had 3 of them at the station, and usually they share these nicely, and it also helps them communicate and brainstorm ideas and learn from each other, which is really amazing for peer learning. Another really cool way to engage children in a very hands-on approach is to let them use Play-Doh. So you could be like, can you please make odd numbers from 1 to 20 for me using the Play-Doh? Or you can get number stamps and be like, stamp the even numbers in order. So they get to keep moving while they are learning. And I think that that's really enriching the learning experience for the students. I do feel that these type of activities require repetition and a lot of engagement with these type of manipulatives and these type of resources, just to consolidate that information and get them to learn. And if many of your kids are not able to write the numbers, or they're still struggling with that, this also helps with that, because then they learn about number directionality, how to write them, how to form them in a different way other than just using a pen and like rote learning, memorizing. So I hope that this is useful for anybody who doesn't have any ideas or needs a few more ideas to throw into their bag of tricks. And if there's anything that you would like me to cover that I haven't addressed yet, please drop a comment and I will attend to that and give some ideas as much as I can. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now.